All right, so here we'll be solving some exercises for section 6.2. Now, I want to see if they say which of the following is not possible. So here we have to use the range. So we know that this 10 is between minus infinity to infinity, right? So it means that this is possible, right? It's possible since the range of tan is what is minus infinity to infinity. Okay. Now, this is also the same. So it means it's possible. Also for the same reason. Look at this one. This number is going to be between what's minus 1 and 1. So here you have to use pi here is 3.142. So it means this is also possible. Now this is since the range of sine is what is minus 1 and 1. This is also going to be within this range. So it means it's possible since the range of cosine x is also minus 1 to 1. This is, you see, this is not inside minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. So it means it is impossible. And this is since what? The range of cosine x is what is this one. Yes, you can see that this number here, 0.5, is not inside this interval. So it means it is impossible. All right, then number 2, we're dealing with cosine alpha is 12 over 13. And here you are given that alpha is in which quadrant? Alpha there is in the 4th quadrant, right? So we just need to go to the 4th quadrant. So in the 4th quadrant, we just need to draw because here, alpha here, this means quadrant 4. So this will be our alpha. Alpha is 12 over 13. It means cosine alpha is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So now we need to get our opposite. And our opposite, we can get opposite using Pythagoras theorem, right? So this is just going to be, the roots of what? It's just going to be the square root of the square of 13 minus what? Minus 12 square. And this is going to be 169 minus 144. So it's going to be 5, right? All right. So we can find what is sec now. So this is sec alpha. But what is sec alpha? Sec alpha, remember cosine alpha is what is x over r, right? So this is going to be r over x minus tan alpha, which is usually y over x, over sine alpha, which is usually y over r. So let's see where is y and where is our opposite is usually the y, adjacent is usually the x, and hypotenuse is usually r. So we just need to substitute. So if we make this substitution, we'll get r over x, which will be 13, right, over 12. Okay, minus y over x. But look at this y now is negative, right? So this will be negative 5 over what's over 12 again, which is x. Then divide by y over r. Y over r is sine, so it's going to be minus 5 over 13. All right, so this will just be 13. This will be minus minus. So let's solve it here. This will just be 13 plus 5 divided by 12. Then divide by minus 5 over 13, right? And this we can write as, this will be 18 over 12 times what? 13 over 5, but there will be a minus. So it's going to be a minus here. And now if we want to cancel, we can use with 6. You see 6 into 18 will give you 3. 6 into 12 will give us 2. So we're left with just minus 39 over 10. All right, so question number 3, it wants us to write sine theta. So here, this theta means is in what? This theta has to be in quadrant 2 because it's between 90 and 180. So, and if you look at all the options, everything is in terms of cos. So we know this is going to be plus minus from one of our identities. This will be 1 minus cosine squared theta, right? Okay. We're simply using from this identity, we know sine squared plus cos squared theta equals to 1. So we can find sine theta there. Now, here, what do we use? Do we use positive? Do we use, here you have plus or minus, right? So here we're going to take what? We're going to take base on the quadrant. And as you can see, the quadrant is quadrant 2. And we know that sine is positive in quadrant 2. So this is simply going to, we'll take the positive one, which is just minus cosine squared. And we're done. And this is because of what's the quadrant. All right, number 4 is similar, but here you have to see that the answers have different trigonometry. So this is cosine, this is tan. So here we just need to check. This is in quadrant 3, right? So this is quadrant 3. All right. We want to write cosec x. But how can we write cosec x? What do we know about cosec? We know that we can write cosec as 1 over what? We can write it as 1 over sine, right? Irrespective of which quadrant. This is by using a reciprocal identity. And using the same thing we did, this we can write as what? Plus minus square root of 1 minus cosine squared x, right? So here also, you can see that we have plus or minus, right? But now, because we are in which quadrant? Because we are in quadrant number, so since we're in quadrant number 3, we can see that the right sign to use is what? Is going to be the negative one. So this will be 1 over 1 minus cosine squared x. And this is simply because we are in quadrant 3. Right? Okay, because sine has to be negative in the third quadrant. Then from here, we just need to what? We can rationalize. Okay, so if we rationalize here, we will have 1 minus cosine squared over. Here, this times this will just go. So this is going to be what? Just minus, and this will be 1 minus cosine squared x, just by rationalization. So the answer is A. Then number 5, here we want to write, we are in which quadrant? I think we're also in quadrant 3, right? And you want to write tan t, you want to write tan t in terms of what? Cosine. Okay, we want to write tan t in terms of cosine. So we can start by saying tan t, we use the reciprocal identity. Tan t is what? We can write tan t as sine t over cosine t, right? Then we need to try to change the sign to become cosine. So this is just going to be, this we know it's going to be plus minus 1 minus what? Cosine squared t over cosine t, right? Here also you have to watch this plus minus. But what do we know? We know that we are dealing with what? With quadrant 3. So since we're in quadrant 3, we know the sign should be what? Sign should be negative, right? So since sign is negative, you just need to remove the positive and take the negative, and we're done. And this is because you are in quadrant what? In quadrant 3 as well. So we have to take the negative. All right, so thank you for watching. If you have any question, just put it in the comment section. And if you have not yet subscribed, kindly do that and also share with your friends. Thank you for watching.